All right, Carolyn, let's check out one of your runs here from this weekend, GS free skiing. Watch it in regular motion, then slow it down.
Yep, whenever you're ready.
All right, I think it was a little crowded, so I think you had a little trouble with negotiating the people. Couldn't really let them loose or let them run too much, in other words. But let's take a look. So I don't think it was your best skiing. I think you're really doing really well this year. And later this day, I saw you really ripping some nice, clean, carved arcs. So you're doing really good for sure. Let's just take a look though. So, one thing to keep in mind, we want to make sure we have a consistent width, kind of hip width throughout. And when you came through here, that's a decent width right here. But right in here, you got them pretty close together. You could see, your knees and legs close together. So it's really hard at the top of the turn to get much of an edge angle with our feet close together. Let's make sure we, keep a consistent width throughout the whole turn and transition. I think you're doing it better on the flat down here and like later this day, but we clearly have to roll the skis up to a high edge angle platform to then push against, particularly on the outside ski. So you want to carve the top of the turn. Obviously, here you're kind of just skidding the top. Ski's pretty flat and looking to pressure maybe down in here. Same idea there. You came through. You just sort of pushed them, skidded them sideways. Now here it looks like you're trying to roll them up a little better there. Again, the feet got a little narrow, but better in there. But you can see how the inside foot just went, kind of flat. So we're really going to roll them both up, matching angles. And then push against that outside ski. One thing you want to keep in mind is we really don't want to pop up too much in the transition. So here you're unweighting, and standing up really tall. So what happens here is we get kind of light at the top of the turn. This is part of the problem with your, skidding the top of the turn. You come through here, you unweight, pop up, and really light up here, not much pressure, and then try to pressure down in here. So the pressure is at the end of the turn. So what do? We keep a lower profile coming across in the transition. Instead of popping up, we try to move more forward, and then inside the turn, that forward diagonal release we're talking about, instead of standing up really tall at the top of the turn, or in the transition, I mean. But, all in all, you're doing good. You got a great stance. Sometimes it gets a little too narrow, as we saw, but overall not bad. You really want to commit to the outside ski. You want to ski outside ski to outside ski. Here, obviously, you're trying to get a little divergence of the skis, so you're kind of starting the turn on the inside, try to get it done where it's flat, but and the edge is flat. So really roll them both up. But the bottom half of the turn, that's a good looking turn right there, right? Trying to get those feet up from underneath us. Pole plant. We didn't stand up as tall there. That's pretty good. Again, we did here kind of, cheat a bit and diverge or scissor the skis, trying to get the turn started on that inside ski. commit to the outside ski. They will come around. But nice, pretty nice turn there. We got some decent upper and lower body separation, creating some angles there, which is good. And what's better down here? And and it makes sense to be able to carve a better turn on the flat. We will master it here, and then we will master it next on the pitches for sure. But you look at here, that's a pretty good looking stance. We got our hands out in front, elbows in front of the torso. We got a little bit of ankle flexion. That's a great looking stance. So good job. Fairly level. Yep. I think the phone died that day. Kind of cold. So anyway, some good stuff. Let's keep working on it. Let's really try to, like I said, keep a consistent width of the skis throughout the whole turn and transition. Try to roll them both up to a high edge angle platform to push against that, really the outside ski. Let's make sure we're moving forward in the transition, not up, and move inside the turn or forward diagonally, however you want to think about it. But want to move forward and inside to get the feet out from underneath us, create some angles, and try to pressure more the top of the turn, and those should help.